Hello, hello everyone. You're welcome to today's episode of Mathematics Tutorials. My name is Eric. Now, in this tutorial, we have uh, our topic is change of subject, and we are to make the question says make Q the subject of the relation. So this is Q over here, and we want to make Q the subject of the relation. So what do we do? Now, let's rule a line here. So we want to make Q the subject of the relation. Now, to make Q the subject of the relation simply means that let Q stand on its own. For instance, if I have AX plus BX is equal to MN, and I'm saying that make X the subject of the relation, right? Then it means that now what is the subject? We can say AX plus BX is the subject over here because it's equal to something. So if we want one of the letters to stand on its own and we point it out, we say let's make X the subject of the relation. In this case, what we need to do is that we need to make sure that X is at one side of the equal sign, whilst the other letters A, B, M, and N are at the other side, okay? But affected by different signs, all right? Because of different operations that we need to do to get all the letters at one side of the equal sign. So in this case, if we are to make X the subject of the relation, for instance, what we need to do is that what is common here, X is common. So we factor out X, so we shall have X out A plus B. This is equal to Mn, all right? We are looking for X. So what do? We divide both sides of the equation by A plus B. So divide here by A plus B, divide here by A plus B. So that A plus B cancels A plus B. We have our X to be equal to Mn over A plus B, for instance. So this we say now that X is the subject because X is standing on its own. So with that understanding that we have here, if we have 1 out of P, 1 out of F, or 1 over F is equal to 1 over P plus 1 over Q, we are 1 over F is equal to 1 over P plus 1 over Q. We have to make Q the subject of the relation. So it means that we should do some manipulations and do some certain operations and make sure that Q stand on its own, alone at one side of the equal sign, just as X, or just as we did to X. All right, so that is what it means. Now, this is the focal length formula. This is the focal length formula in physics. All right. So in physics, the focal length formula F of a lens is given by the formula. In physics, the focal length formula F of the lens is given by the formula. So this is from physics, but then we want to make you the subject. So now, what do? Let's get to it. We want to make Q the subject of the relation. So let's start from here. Let's put here solution. So now in mathematics, the first thing that you will have to do is being able to write something down. So we have 1 out of F, or 1 over F, is equal to 1 over P plus 1 over Q, which we are making the subject. So this is the question. So now what we're going to do is we are going to multiply through by the LCD or the LCM. The our LCD is FPQ. Okay, so we are going to multiply here by FPQ, which are the denominators of the fractions that we have here. All right, so we multiply here to by FPQ, so FPQ. And then we do the same thing here. We multiply here by FPQ. All right. So that is what we do. All right. Now, what next do we do? Here, This F will cancel this F. We are left with PQ. PQ times 1 will give us PQ. So let's put here PQ. So we put the PQ over here. All right. So this is equal to, we come here, we do the same thing here. P cancels P. We are left with FQ. So let's multiply FQ by 1. We shall have FQ. So let's write F nicely. So then we put our plus sign. So we put a plus over here. Then here, what do we do? Here, Q cancels Q. We are left with FP. FP times 1 will give us FP. So we have. So this is what we have. Now from here, what do we do? Let's try to group like terms. All terms with Q should be at one side of the equal sign. So let's have PQ over here to be minus this FQ. When it crosses the equal sign to be minus, so we have minus FQ. Now this is equal to, we shall be left with FP over here. So we have FP over here. So that is what is left there. So let's continue from the other side. So let's continue here. So now we have from here, we have PQ minus FQ. So PQ minus FQ. So we have FQ. This is equal to FP. And remember, we are making Q the subject of the relation. So now we have all our terms with Q at the left-hand side. So what do? We factor out. What is common? Q is common over here. So let's factor our Q out. So Q out, we factor Q out. Then what is left here is P minus F. So this is what we have. This is equal to FP. All right. So now we're looking for Q and not Q into brackets, or not Q times P minus F. So we are going to divide both sides of the equation by P minus F. So we shall have Q into bracket P minus F, that is Q multiplying P minus F, is equal to FP. Divide here by P minus F. Divide here by P minus F. And so what will happen here is that P minus F will cancel P minus F. And we are left with a Q, which we are making the subject. And that will be equal to, or that is equal to FP all over P minus F. And this is what we have. And that is the answer to this problem. So to go over it again, we are saying that if we have 1 out of P, or 1 over P is equal to 1 over F is equal to 1 over P plus 1 over Q, we actually find the LCD or the LCM of the denominators, which is FPQ, and we multiply through by FPQ. Now the equation has got 1, 2, 3 parts, so we multiply each part by the product of the denominator, that is FPQ. So we multiply here by FPQ, we multiply this side by FPQ, we multiply this side by FPQ. So here, when we do that, we cancel out what is common. So F cancels F, we have PQ. PQ times 1 will give us PQ. This is equal to, here P cancels P, we left with FQ. FQ times 1 will give us FQ. We have our plus sign, we put it there. Here Q cancels Q, we have FP. FP times 1 gives us FP. Then what do? We group like terms. Now these and these are like terms, so we make sure that they are at one side of the equal sign, but we observe the signs and we must be careful with the signs. So when FQ crosses the equal sign to this side, to be negative, it will be minus FQ. So we have PQ minus FQ is equal to, we are left with FP over here. So we continue from here. So this line basically is the same thing, we just copied it here to continue from there, without making reference to this. So here, what is common? We are looking for our Q. So we need to factor out. Q is common. So we take our Q out. Then we left with P minus F into the bracket. This is equal to FP. Remember that if we multiply this by this, it will give us this back. We put our sign this by this, gives us this back. So this is the same as this. We need to factor it out so that we can have our q to stand alone. That For that reason, we need to do this. We need to factor out. So here we are looking for q not q times p minus f. So we have to, what is p minus f doing is multiplying our q. Opposite of multiplication is division. So this will cross the equal sign to the other side to divide. Or we shall just divide both sides of the equal sign by the coefficient of the variable or the letter we are looking for. So what do? We divide both sides by p minus f. So divide here by p minus f, divide here too by p minus f. So p minus f cancels p minus f. We left it at q, and so our q is equal to p fp all over p minus f. And that is the answer to this question. On that note, thank you very much for watching. Do share this with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thank you very much. Don't forget to give a thumb up to this video, and then also do share this work. Thank you very much for watching. This is Mass Care Mathematics Tutorials. Bye bye.